Now, I'm sure our audience is curious, for anyone that's been watching this for a moment or two, but there's several uniforms, dresses, articles of clothing behind you. No need to turn around, but I'll help you out. The first one's looks like you were much younger. It's a pink, or it's got a ribbon on it. What's going on there?
So that was one of my first larger competitions, and if you see back there, my mom has made most of those skating dresses.
Really?
And yes, you know, growing up with 5 kids, you got to be scrappy, and figure skating is an expensive sport, and so we took things that we had. We may buy a skating dress and then embellish it up, but she always made me feel so beautiful, and it's neat to just look back. I was 8 years old wearing those. I feel like I was so tiny.
I know. Yeah, I hear you. And the next one is a green one with looks like not a yellow ribbon, but a sash. What is that?
Yes, that was my I guess tribute to my Irish heritage when I was 9 years old, skating to Danny Boy, and that skirt, as you can see, is actually an old skirt from my great grandmother that my mom had put on there, and a brooch that she found, you know, in her dresser. So we like to recycle things and use things that have meaning.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now the next one, which I'm very intrigued by, is your U.S. figure skating jacket.
Yes.
And we'll get a close-up later, but can you explain what that experience was like and how you qualified and got on the team? Take a few moments for that.
Yes, so I was on Team USA in college, and it was an incredible experience. I'm used to hearing, you know, representing Louisville Skating Academy, but this time I got to hear representing the United States of America.
Wow.
And that was such a cool moment. So I did something called synchronized skating in college. So when I grew up, I was doing single skating, and I worked on just myself. But then I transferred into a team sport, which was a little different for me. It was a rocky start because I'm so used to just being on my own in a one-man show, but I loved it. It was such a great experience, and I went to Miami University, and they are known for their synchronized skating, and we've been on the world stage for several years. We consistently make Team USA, and it was just such an honor to be a part of that team.
So to put it in perspective, and you may not know the answer, how many people did you have to compete against to get your butt in that spot, so to speak?
Oh my gosh. I think what they say is for maybe every 100,000 people that start skating, maybe about 5% would continue and get to that level. Because it is a very rigorous sport, just like swimming or gymnastics or anything. You know, from 5th grade on, I was up at 4:30 in the morning. I would skate, go to school, go right back to skating, have training after, homework, do it again. So I was on a very rigorous schedule from a young age.
That's the road work that Muhammad Ali always talked about.
100%.
You know, when nobody sees you, are you doing the work that it takes to get to be a champion? But I was also curious how many people that like auditioned or tried to qualify for that team.
Well,
do you know roughly?
First you had to get into the university of Miami University. Unfortunately, because figure skating is not an NCAA recognized sport, we have to get in academically, which that's fine.
Sure.
And then we actually have to try out each year. So even if you made the senior team, you were on the best team last year, you'd still have to try out this year, which was an interesting thing. So we would have maybe 50 to 70 people that would try out for the skating team, and that would get cut down to about 18 to 20.
Jeez.
So, and that's just when you get to the college. Then you have to think about, you know, all the years behind that and all the people you had to weed out in between. So it was a difficult experience, but it made you grow.
So was there a male-female component, or was it predominantly female?
This was only females. Males were allowed to try out, but we had only a female team.
Okay, I got you.